Welcome to the show. I am your girl, Amara, La Negra, and you're listening to Exactly Amara, a production of iHeart. By the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Forgive me once again. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know. No sé lo que está pasando. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that my voice keeps coming in and out. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us 5 stars and leave us a review, okay? We love to go check them out and see what you have in your mind. What are your thoughts about the show? Also, head over to the YouTube where you can also watch or listen to the podcast by searching for My Cultura podcast and clicking on Exactly Amara. All right, guys? Go ahead and do that. But listen, today, I know that I've been doing a lot of parenting podcasts, episodes, and eventually I'll move into something else. Obviously, this is something that is new to my life that I obviously am learning how to deal with and handle. And if you're not a parent, just hear me out. And if you are a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But today I want to talk about the pros and cons of sharing your parenting journey on social media. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know what? I'm going to use a perfect example of someone that I feel that has received a lot of backlash from posting her parenting, methods and the things that, she does in her household. Do you guys know Coco? Anytime that she posts a video with her daughter on social media, everybody has something to comment. Whether it is that she gives her daughter a kiss in the mouth, whether it was that she was breastfeeding her daughter for way too long. I think her baby must have been like 3 years old and she was still breastfeeding. And people had a lot of opinions about that. And if you're Nick Cannon, for example, and you are out here having multiple children with different mothers, but you have he has his own method. He has his own method. He has his own beliefs. He has his own reasons why he wants to have a big family. But that also is criticized amongst social media and everybody else. And like that, there's many, many cases where you can even talk about your children, post your children on social media. Even what they're wearing can be a topic of conversation, what they're not wearing, the type of gifts that they're receiving, the type of luxury life that they are or not receiving or living. Anything can be a topic of conversation for people to be all up in your business. Even the way that you want to raise them, religious beliefs, the way you want to discipline your children. Now with this whole new era of gentle parenting, shout outs to all of those that do gentle parenting. If it works for you, amen. It may not work for everyone, and that's okay too, Personally, I want to stick to the traditional methods, the ones that my mother used with me because it worked with me. And yes, we are in a different era. We are in a different generation. Things have changed, but I feel that this is only but my personal opinion. These new methods, these new ways of raising the new generation has led up to a lot of disrespect, has led up to a lot of, kids with no discipline, no vision, no goals. They're not driven. A lot of them, I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying there's a big group of this new generation that have been raised differently, not with the morals, principles, and values that a lot of us from back in the days were raised in, or our grandparents, etc. I really do feel that we have lost a lot of respect for the elderly, for those that are, older than us. And not only that, just respect over the world, society, humanity. And I respect everybody's, parenting methods and skills. I just feel like I personally want to go the traditional way. We're going to be discussing the benefits of sharing your parenting journey on social media, the pros and cons, right? Because there's also great things about it too. Things like just asking for help on social media. There's a big community of parents that are willing to give pointers, tips, suggestions on how to raise your kid, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how it can affect them. Because that's another thing. The world that we live now, I'm not saying that before bullying didn't exist, for example, but now we have more access into actually seeing what's going on. I also believe that the kids now have more access to the internet, to many other things that do end up affecting their mental state and can make them behave in a way that they obviously shouldn't. I feel that there's also, on social media, there's a lot of pages where they teach you what are the right methods of raising your kids. There's punishments. There's let's sit down and have conversations. There's a lot of other methods, right, that you can do. And in that aspect, I love that social media can be very supportive, right? But then we also have the other side where you decide to be a parent, you decide to just share your experiences, and all of a sudden It's not just your family having comments of like, don't put this on the baby. Don't do this way. Don't feed them that. Don't this, don't that. But then now you have a whole world of people through this social media app who you don't even know. But for some reason, we continue to look for validation of these people. And now they're commenting on the way that you're raising your child or what you're doing, which, by the way, in many occasions, it has gone all the way to the point of like, you're thinking that you're just doing a post. There's one post that you thought was funny, that was cute, that is just of you and your kid doing whatever fun activity in your mind. It can even lead up to your child being taken away from you. You also have these people on social media where you're telling them about your experience, and instead of being a supportive community, people are just criticizing everything you're doing as a parent. So like I said before, it's not just your family that may criticize you or tell you how you should raise your kids, but now you have social media and a whole bunch of people that you don't even know who the hell they are having opinions about how you should raise your children. Sharing your parenting journey on social media can be beneficial in many ways. It can help you connect with other parents who are going through similar experiences, and it can also help you build a community of support around you. Sharing your parenting journey on social media can also help you document your child's growth and development, and I think that that's a beautiful thing because you can always go back. Like, I personally created a page for my daughters. By the way, go follow them at Las Royal Twins, on Instagram. I basically created a page for them once they turned 3 months. They turned 3 months, and they currently have about 241,000 followers. People just like to see them grow. I think that's such a beautiful thing, being able to showcase their weekly, growth, me learning. This is also me sharing my motherhood, showcasing how I, from a woman, became a mother, and I'm learning how to raise these amazing, baby girls that eventually will be women. But in this same space, I've had a lot of people criticize me. I had people criticize me about the size of the bowl that I put on their head. I've had people criticize me about the dresses that they use. I've had people criticize me about their clothes being cheap or too expensive, is not worth it, because people always feel the need to give a negative comment instead of seeing the fact that, wow, this person is really taking care of these children. Look how beautiful they have them dressed, or I love the picture that they're posting. And I want to clarify something for all of y'all that is out here on social media criticizing these parents. First of all, you don't know what this parent has to go through to raise this child. You really don't know what this person overall, us, the people, we post what we want people to see about us on our social media. That doesn't mean that that is the truth. That doesn't mean that that is your life. That doesn't mean that that's everything. That is just some of your truth. That is just part of the truth. You see what I'm saying? I think that it's important for us to learn to mind our own damn business. And if you don't have nothing nice or positive to say, cállate la boca, because nobody asked for your opinion in the first place. That's all I'm saying. It's already tough out here in these streets. We live in a tough world already. So then on top of that, have somebody criticize you. However, there's also some withdrawals of sharing your parenting journey on social media. A lot of parents, like myself, we think that it's a beautiful thing to just showcase our babies because we're proud of them. We're proud of our children the same way that our parents were proud of us. But in the world that we live in, just documenting alone the journey of your child growing up can be a safety issue as well. Because now we have so many crazy people as well on social media that we don't know who's looking at the background in the picture, the location, if you share it, what are they wearing, things that your kids are familiar to. If you even have a nickname for your kid, now you are sharing this information with the world. And now anybody can just show up to your kid's school and be like, whatever, it is that you call them, they feel comfortable and automatically just run over there. There is just so much going on in this world right now that even sharing your experiences as a parent on social media with your children is also a safety issue you have to be concerned about. The uniform, be careful if you post the uniform. Be careful if you showcase what school you're picking them up from. Be careful if you're showcasing by mistake, the address of where you live, the neighborhood, the house. Be careful if you're sharing locations. If you are currently, for example, I never post in real time. So if you ever see me be somewhere. I'm really not there anymore. That's already been happened. Maybe a few hours before or a few days before. A lot of parents, a lot of people don't know or may not be paying attention to that and may think, oh, that's not going to happen to me. I'm not famous. I'm not known. Who cares about me? Nobody's watching me. You just never know. So even posting the experience of, oh, we're in Disney World about to get on this ride here right now, you never know who's watching. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's good to just have a detox of social media because it's just too much going on these days. Like, as a public figure, if you think that you get backlash in comments, only imagine putting yourself on my shoes where I consistently get backlash from people, whether it is, my life, my career, the things that they see on TV and they assume that are real. But in many occasions, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I am. The truth of the matter is, if you see someone on TV getting paid to entertain y'all through a TV show and you believe everything that you see, then that's just on you. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, that's just on you. People will believe whatever it is that they see without actually doing the research, or you know what, not even doing the research, just using common sense. Because if you just stop for a second, use common sense, and you think, you'll realize that not things just don't add up and don't make sense. And then that's why I also respect a lot of parents who choose not to post their children, not to engage publicly, showcasing their kids or just having them participate in anything related to the internet, especially when they're young. I respect people that do that. I personally grew up as a child star. I grew up in the public eye. I grew up in the entertainment industry. So to me, I felt like I want my daughters to also be, part of my truth, part of my reality. It's the four of us till the wheel falls, the wheels fall off. Like, we move together, we do things together. I'm trying to create my daughter's platform, Las Royal Twins. I think I've done a good job so far. I feel like when they get older, I've worked hard enough to create a platform where later on, just their name alone, their brand alone will hold weight for whatever it is that they decide to do later on in their career. And that's how I perceive it. I worked very hard to be where I am. If I can just open that door, that avenue, that platform for my daughters, and later on they can decide to do as they please, then that's what I'm doing. That's me. There's a lot of parents like me. There's parents like Beyonce who has, her daughter on stage, on tour with her. And we respect that, even though she's received some backlash. She's received some negative comments about her daughter's performance, her daughter's hair, her daughter's looks, her daughter's this, because people love to be negative. The same way that Kim Kardashian has done the same thing with her children. The same way that there's been many artists who have chosen to make their children a public figure. But with that publicity comes a lot of backlash that we have to, as parents, we have to know how to educate our children and prepare them for society and prepare them for the negative comments of the world, right? I think that really comes from home, just building their confidence, building up who they are, letting them know that, they can feel secure with you, protected by you. It's just a lot, honestly, to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. And something else, too, I'm not going to lie, social media can also be so time consuming. You don't even notice when you are living more through your social media than you're really living your real life. You're more concerned and worried about showing this perfection of a life that really doesn't exist instead of living your real life. And that also goes for your parenting skills. I've seen a lot of parents that post, their kids on this like perfect for the pictures, but in real life, they're not living that way. They're over here busy buying the most expensive Jordans or outfits that they can imagine so that they can look perfect for this picture for social media, so that society can approve of their parenting, so that society can approve of their children's looks or whatever, instead of living real life. And even myself, yes, I'll post my daughters in a beautiful photo shoot like I do myself. And then I'll post them in like diapers and a shirt and no shoes and just being regular human beings, being regular babies and just living life. I think it's important to showcase the balance of what it is to be a parent, the balance of children as well, if you so choose that. Here comes another one. How can sharing your parenting journeys on social media help to connect with other parents? Like if you have been through a situation where you felt like I need some suggestion, I'm a new mom, I'm a new dad, I don't know what to do you rather ask for help on social media or do you first go to your family? Because then even then that can be an issue too. You have in many occasions, our mothers, our fathers, meaning the grandparents, have a lot to say about your parenting skills. You know, they have their methods of the way that they raised you and the things that you should do. But at the same time, the world has changed, right? Things have changed, even though kids haven't. It's all the same thing, but there's other ways of doing things. So what do you do? Do you go ask for help with them? Or do you just, mind your own business? And let me just ask social media because I feel that here, if they give me an opinion or if they have something to say, I won't feel as offended. I won't care or whatever the case may be. How do you feel you should go about it? Then something else I honestly want to know, because that is a valid question, is how much are you supposed to document? Like how much is too much? What can you really say? How many pictures is too many pictures? How many posts is too many posts? I've seen parents posting videos of their kids, once they pooped all over their face, that's something that child will most likely have to carry with them for the rest of their life, right? Even going into school, you as a parent may find it funny, but if you really look into how it can affect your child's life in the long run, it really can. I've seen a parent who posted a video of their kid on the floor who got a roach and put it in their mouth and they thought it was funny. So they decided to post. For the rest of their life, that child, is going to have to live with that information because thanks to the internet, things stay here and forever will remain here. And especially if they are a public figure or if they're somebody known or if they have a lot of followers or if the video goes viral, that's something that they're going to have to live with. I feel that there's some things that as funny as it may seem to you, I don't think it should be posted on social media. This is only my opinion. As a parent, you have the rights to do as you please. But if your child is in an uncomfortable situation, an awkward situation, I don't think that it's funny to, I don't want to say humiliate, but humiliate your kid for views, likes, and attention. That's just me. I love to pose my kids on the most positive lights of them having fun and looking cute and playing with each other, showing sisterhood. I've created Las Royal Twins Empire. My Airbnb is all uplifting them. And on that logo is their faces, is their brand. I would never do anything that can jeopardize their brand, their look, what they represent, and what I'm trying to build for them either, right? That's just me. Not all parents are like me, and I respect that, and everybody has the rights to their opinion and to do as they please. But I think it's important for us to just be a little bit more considerate when it comes to the things that you're going to post on social media. My question is, when it comes to parenting, why is it that we consistently continue to feel as if we need the approval of social media, the approval of society and other people we don't even know? Do you know the level of anxiety that brings to a parent? The level of anxiety it brings to your child? And also, let's go back into the things that we post on social media. Let's talk about the older kids as well. Now there's cyberbullying. There's so much things going on social media that as parents, we also have to be careful of what we post because it can really affect and damage their mental health, their emotional, stability. And it can also get physical because we have children that don't know how to use their anger and they'll use it on themselves. We even have kids that we've seen, and I'm talking about general things because a lot of times we don't think about things, but it's right there in your face. As parents, should we be more careful on the things that we post on social media when it comes to our children and our family? As parents, should we continue to post, and just feel it like, oh, this is basically, I'm just documenting my child's life. But even in that process, what can be posted and what shouldn't be posted? How do we manage these things? What about the privacy of our children? When do our children officially have the rights to say, I want to be private? I want a private life. I don't want this information exposed. As parents, do we listen to them? When do we listen to them? We feel that because we gave birth to them or we raised them, we have the rights over their privacy. That is a very important, question because whenever my children are old enough to tell me, Mom, I don't want to do this anymore. Mom, I want to live a private life. Mom, stop posting me. Mom, I will do that. out of respect to them, because I think it's important for us as parents to pay attention and listen to what they are requesting, because they are too a separate human being and they have a voice that needs to be listened to. But till then, when do we know what is the limit? What is too much? We got to be careful with sharing personal information like full names, birth, addresses, all those things, because there's a lot of crazy people out here and we don't even know who's watching, who's paying attention, who's documenting all this information. How can we also balance sharing our parenting journeys with maintaining privacy overall, even with our families? Some things we just have to learn on our own as parents, and we got to deal with them, because there's no guidebook on how to live your life. There is no guidebook. There's no guidebook on how to raise your own kid. You figure that out as you go. So sometimes even the privacy of that in your household, in your family, needs to be there. This topic can go on and on and on. All I'm saying is be careful with the online stalkers, with the online people, with the online looking for, acceptance, looking for validation for people that you don't even know, even going back and forth, commenting with people that you don't even know about the way that you're raising your children or the things that you're posting. Ignore, because it can actually affect you in real life. You're here concerned about a, digital world, and it can affect who you are, the dynamic of your family, and all these things in real life. So all I'm saying is, if you have any opinions, comments, any reviews, anything that you've been through, any experiences, please let me know. Hit me up on the reviews, because I definitely want to know your opinion on how do you feel about this topic. The pros and cons of sharing your parenting journey on social media. Is it convenient? Should we do it? Shouldn't we do it? How much? All that good stuff I want to know. Anyways, I hope that today's conversation has been productive and helpful. And if you know someone, maybe you want to send them this podcast. You want to share this podcast, this episode, and be like, yo, you should listen to this. What are your thoughts about it? Because that's what this is. We're a community where we're just trying to be supportive of each other and really just try to understand, because every day the world keeps changing and we're changing with it. And no one is perfect. We're just trying to figure it out. So just like that, this is just exactly Amara. This is exactly me. And I'm still exactly trying to figure it out. Once again, I just want to thank you guys, as usual, for listening to Exactly Amara, for being part of this experience, for supporting me, for listening to me every week. I love you guys so much. Only if you knew, this really is my family, my Exactly Amara family. Thank you so, so much. And make sure to find me on YouTube. Catch the show by searching for my Cultura podcast on YouTube and clicking on Exactly Amara, okay? Click on Exactly Amara. Check me out. You can see all the past episodes. You can watch it or hear it, whatever works for you. Also, go follow me on Instagram at Amara La Negra ALN. Amara La Negra ALN. Go check that out. And remember that this has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite show. This is your girl, Amara La Negra, and you just heard Exactly Amara.